to Financially Focused. My name is Denise Williams, and we are here to provide you support in building the financial table that will be the foundation of any direction you're going in life. And we've been saying it, and we will continue to say it. You need 4 strong legs: assets and long-term savings. You need income, whether it's your career, entrepreneurship, and if you win the lotto, that counts too. We are also talking about protection, and we break that out into debt management and insurance, and then mindset, because the truth is everything starts with the mind. Now, between the ages of 25 to 70, these are your productive years, and we really want to introduce you to expert interviews that can help you to make those productive years the best years. Now, I can share with you that the other night I was in a group meeting and someone said, I'm 60, I'm 65, and I don't know what to do. I feel like everything's finished. And one of the things I really enjoyed about the facilitator of that event is they said, listen, you're one idea away from creating your wealth. You're one idea from your riches. And if you follow us on Financially Focused, our various episodes, our website, www.financiallyfocusedmedia.com, we want to spur that idea that's going to help you to have business that works. And to talk about business that works, we're going to introduce the CEO of Business Works, Andrea Livingstone Prince. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. So, you know, one of the things about entrepreneurship, because this is where we are, we're going to look at the income leg, and we're going to go into entrepreneurship. One of the things about entrepreneurship is a lot of decisions that have to be made, right?
Yeah.
And I know that Business Works helps their clients. How long have you been doing this? Yesterday?
Since 1996.
Oh, not yesterday. No. 1996. Wow. You young thing.
Yes.
And so what we really want to drill down in this episode is for someone who has to bootstrap, right? So you're not coming from a bag of wealth and a bag of cash behind you, but we're going to twist it up even more. And we're going to really drill down in not only that you're bootstrapping, but you're a mid-career professional. And that's a nice way of saying you're over 45. Now, Andrea and I don't know that life.
No.
We're young millennials, but never mind. For those of you that are over 45, not us,
no,
but have to bootstrap because we are rebuilding our lives. Something happened, a divorce, a death, a sudden career change. Maybe you were let go and you didn't want to, or just whatever circumstances made you say, entrepreneurship is for me. I need to bootstrap, but I'm really at the grassroots level. And who better than a business development professional who has done how many projects?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Not 1, not 2. I don't think it's been 100. I think you blow past that already.
We have.
You've blown past 100 projects.
Yeah.
And with that kind of experience, we're so pleased to just really have this conversation with you. So, Andrea, we're talking about bootstrapping for the mid-career professional who's at the grassroots level. What do those words, those 3 concepts mean to you based on hundreds of projects in the business development space?
Thank you, Denise, the great financial guru. We define, first word, mid-career. Let's say it's over 45 and over, we can call it mid-career.
Yes.
At that time, you're mature enough to say, listen, I'm about to prepare for the stage where I've lived more than I planned.
That's a nice way to say it.
Right? So we need to, we assess that, and we get a little bit more conscious, and we start to celebrate life. We see all these things happening, you know, our high school friends' parents pass. We start to see adulthood.
Yes.
Yeah? And that happens, and that gets deeper with every passing year. So that's one about mid-career. Mid-career also can mean I've done the entry point of my chosen profession. I've done the intermediate because I've gained success. And I'm not making any decisions about what career it is. It doesn't matter. And then I'm about to enter advanced stage in terms of knowledge, experience, and so on. Yeah, and qualifications. Now they're going to call you the greatest of all times. That you're preparing for that leg, right? So if you have had one career and you've spent that time, so you may call that mid-level. Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about bootstrapping.
Yes.
And I should tell you that one year we had to research what does bootstrapping really mean, because we're always mindful about words, because words matter. And we're mindful also that many of us that went to school overseas, we have these terminologies that we assume translate well here, but it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah? Well, bootstrapping was actually created by Twitter to define its tech, its platform. Yeah? And we picked it up, business picked it up in the late 2020s. Yeah? And we applied it to business. But what it really means for business is that we use our own resources for our business. And what that means, it comes with a whole trailer of activities and attributes behind you. It means then that your disposable income ends or gets reduced. It means then you become more vulnerable to shocks, which means that when crosses hit you, you're less likely, less able to withstand it, as opposed to the person or entity that did their entire budget, borrowed for that, got investment for that, or said, you know, I can afford to take a piece of my assets for the business and I can still live a good life. That's different. However, many of us that do bootstrapping actually run a tight ship or should run a tight ship. And what happens is that as soon as shocks come, crosses hit us, we are really shaken and we have very little room to make. So it's it's celebrated as bravery and as, you know, as a good thing to do. But it has its, like every good thing, it has its trade-off. And we need to understand what these trade-offs are before we say, loan is bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what about an entrepreneur that's at the grassroots level? What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, what it means is that I don't have anyone to borrow from. And you are the godmother of preaching credit report.
Yes.
And with good reason. Yeah? That credit report power can be tangible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that invisible, intangible credit report has tangible, real life impact on a business owner or someone wanting to become a business owner.
So you're defining grassroots as someone who does not have access to credit.
Ready access. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we may have access, but we don't, it's not like this. The bank isn't calling us to say, hey, we're going to offer you a loan at these great terms and so on and so forth. No. So you may not have the cash, but once you have access, ready access, you're no longer grassroots. Yeah?
Okay. So we are at the point where we have defined 3 critical things. Your mid-career, we are at the grassroots level, and we are bootstrapping.
Yep.
So that mix says I have to be extremely strategic.
Yeah, careful. We have to be careful and disciplined.
Okay, careful
and
disciplined.
Yeah.
Tell me, what does that mean to you when you go into a community for business works and you are asked to do development work? Just paint that scenario for me.
Yeah, so our incubator is called SEED. It is Cepha Enterprise Center for entrepreneurs, enterprises, and ecosystem development.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of E's.
It's called SEED.
Okay.
Yes. It's called SEED. And our purpose is to ensure that everyone we touch makes money and makes everybody better.
Okay. So how does
Makes
that
money,
work?
make everybody around us better.
Okay.
Makes money, make everyone around us better. Yeah? Yeah. And how does that work? So typically, if we are in a community, it must mean that we are hired
Okay.
or we choose to do a charity job.
Okay.
Yeah?
So this is business work.
Business
Right.
Works
Okay.
does charity.
Right.
We do pro bonos.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But say we are paid, which is 99.8% of our jobs, it would be a cooperative.
Okay.
Yeah?
And what does a quarter mean? Like a group of people?
A group of people.
Okay.
Yeah. However you're registered, you may be registered as a private business, you may be registered as an NGO, or you may be registered as a benevolent society. As long as your mandate is to make profit from a chosen activity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So our business is attached to a profit-making agenda.
Okay, so let us go through. I love that. Profit-making agenda.
Yeah.
Talk to me
Yeah.
about what does that mean when you are hired to work with in an incubator. Talk to me about the profit-generating agenda.
So with the cooperative is a great machinery to remove us, to separate us from slavery.
Woo! Said that's big.
It's a powerful machinery.
Right.
Because what we have is a group of persons with a similar agenda, all focused on economic development for themselves and the community. As a choice. These are all choices, and all of us have made the same choice. That's a powerful machinery. In comes the complexity. When money runs, when resources runs, we become different people.
Right.
So we have to count upon, thank God, we have an ecosystem that has a structure, ask you to make your rules, ask you to make your guidelines. We have Planning Institution of Jamaica, which has an ecosystem on the growth agenda. Now, whether we execute as a people or not, it doesn't matter. The ecosystem is developed to serve us as businesses.
Okay.
So we need to know it,
Yes.
identify what we're attaching ourselves to, and press gas.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Yes.
All right. So here's the literature according to Business Works.
Yes.
You're saying that we're taking three things. We're taking the mid-career professional, which is a nice way of saying you're over 45.
Yeah.
The mid-career professional who is bootstrapping, which is a nice way to say you don't have all the resources you need.
Yeah.
Who is in the grassroots environment, which is also a nice way to say you are not ready credit, you don't have ready credit access.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Put that in the pot, and according to the world of Business Works, you need discipline and focus.
Yeah.
And you need a profit generating agenda.
Yes.
And then, in order to understand how to monetize that profit generating agenda, you must learn the business ecosystem that you're in.
Yes.
So if Business Works take up tomorrow and go to Zimbabwe,
Yes.
it would be the same formula.
Same formula.
You went to Canada.
Same formula.
You've gone to England.
Same formula.
Cayman Islands.
Same formula.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Now, we've gone around the world and we're back.
Yes. Welcome
And-
home.
Thank you. And you said that when you learn the ecosystem, you press gas.
Press gas.
Talk to me now.
Okay, so here's how you press gas. You say, who do I need to be with?
Woo.
So, Development Bank of Jamaica, that's what I tell you about. It's a great time to be in business in Jamaica.
Wow.
Development Bank of Jamaica has brought all prominent incubators and accelerators together in one space to
Okay.
develop and to work to accredit them. Isn't that a nice time to be? None of us ever saw that, right? It's our job to go find it. Where are they? Where are the ones that will take up my account I have 3.5 acres in Clarendon, for example, and I want to farm corn. Why? Because I hear that the company up the road in Kingston wants corn for their cornmeal, for example, and they're prepared to buy XYZ if it fulfills the following conditions. So my question to you, Business Works, is can you help us assess, me and my husband and my son, can you help us assess if A, this soil can produce the corn that they need, B, what does it take for them to buy our corn, C, if they don't buy from us, are there any other purchasers, and D, what price would I be able to sell it for if I meet those requirements? And our job would then be to understand what you have. So you say you have the land, but we need to understand is it the kind of land that we need? Is it a land that we have to go irrigate ourselves? What kind of rainfall happen right there? So we call a corn specialist. We call usually it's a soil specialist, an agronomist that can give you the whole Bible on your land and can tell you which piece gives you this one and so on, which one would generate this big, what kind of soil, what kind of,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the service industry.
Okay, great.
I don't have land.
Same thing.
Okay.
What's your ability? That's your land.
Oh, okay.
What's your ability?
I'm an artist.
Okay, there you go. What kind of artist?
I am a portrait painter. I can sit in here, and I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I can sit and draw you.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's it. That's what
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to see?
I want to draw people, but I don't want to really walk up and down and go to the festivals. I would just prefer to have a portfolio of art, hand it to a gallery, and then give them my money.
Okay, so what if you had business to paint a landscape, a property?
No, I don't like landscape. I just like people.
Yes, but that's like the people who say, I like to grow potato, but there's a pepper sauce company that wants to buy your 40 acres of pepper, but you want potato.
Yes.
Right, but you have no market for that.
Well.
Exactly. So we have to talk. We have to show you the numbers and say, this is the ideal for potato. This is what's happening for potato.
Nothing.
And no, I don't know if it's nothing. But we have to work harder to find the buyers of that quantity, or we can find 20 buyers and they're not giving you long-term contracts, as opposed to the pepper that would give you a 5-year contract. What do you want?
Oh, so you're saying instead of painting people, I could paint trees and buildings and make more money.
If that's what the customer wants.
If that's so the idea of being a mid-career professional who is bootstrapping at the grassroots level.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. That's the profit
and have the focus.
agenda.
Because what's the focus that you said? You have a profit-making agenda.
Yes.
That's what you have. You didn't tell me you are loyal to painting people.
Right.
And do you have the choice at the beginning? Do you? You can't say that,
Right.
You say, I just have a principle. I am not painting buildings.
I will not. I only want to paint people.
I will not paint buildings.
Right.
Because it requires me to travel to this place and that place. No. You need to come to me. And then we will ask you, how is that working for you?
Okay. Well, people are fighting against me.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
bad mind.
So is it?
Yes.
Is it that we want to go back to square one? You have a profit-making agenda. How can we ignore the fact that they're fighting against you and still meet your profit-making agenda? Nobody came and told you to have that agenda. You said, I want to make profit, which is why it cannot come from us. It cannot come from anybody. No one can tell us what you want. You have to tell us what you want.
Ooh, that hurts.
You have to sign the document
that
says,
hurts. You're making me uncomfortable.
Exactly. So that decision, so it starts with a 1-hour scoping session. Free.
Okay, sign me up. Sign me up. Sign me up.
When you say these are the things you want.
Yeah.
It cannot exceed 4. But one of them
the 4 things.
4 things, but it must include profit.
So the 4 things must be profit.
Must include profit.
Okay.
If you don't want to make profit, but you want to have this sport,
Okay.
We have partners that will help you.
Oh, you send me to social workers.
No, I certainly not. And there are other incubators that do that kind of thing. But
Okay.
we are profit making incubator.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So listen, this has been a very powerful episode of Financially Focused, because you see that word that was dropped in, you know, we kind of glossed over it, but we're not joking. Freedom from slavery is a very, very important concept, because slavery wasn't just the law. It can be economic slavery.
It can be.
You know, and when you are a mid-career professional, you are bootstrapping, you're at the grassroots level, it can feel like slavery because so many doors are closed to you. But here's the transformational work, and oh my God, so powerful. The transformational work says you have got to decide on what you want. 4 things is recommended, to have 4 things in your profit making agenda. Notice that Andrea is focused on our income leg of our financial table. So there's 4 ideas that you need to come up with that are profit making, and with that you then go and learn the ecosystem of Canada, New Zealand, Zimbabwe, Bahamas, wherever you are. And then Andrea says, find the people you need to get next to. When you find the people you need to get next to, you press gas.
Press gas. Press gas. You cry and press gas.
Cry and press gas.
You get sad and press gas.
You get sad and press, because I can be really sad.
Yes, you press gas.
Still press gas.
You still press gas.
But I want the soft life.
That's okay, it's coming.
Okay.
As long as you
press gas. Wow. My name is Denise Williams. This has been a really powerful episode of Financially Focused. Let me encourage you to go on our website, www.financiallyfocusedmedia.com. Check out our free 30-day financial independence course, and then call Business Works. Because we need to press gas and make some decisions. And I really encourage you to make your own decision, particularly if you're a mid-career professional, bootstrapping at the grassroots level. And I will see you in the next conversation.